Hello friends, I'm Biddy Cole. Today I'm going to be building my dream PC. I have wanted to make this gaming channel for so long. I have so much content planned. I'm so excited to get started. I'm probably going to be doing gaming, streaming, reptile stuff. I cannot get started on any of that until I build my PC. Currently, I am using a 2008 Gateway laptop. To put that into perspective, I bought that when Gears 2 came out. So, needless to say, that's not cutting it. This video is going to be kind of like my introduction video for you guys, so you can kind of get to see what's going to be on my channel and get to know me a little bit. Really quick, I just want to apologize for the audio quality and the lighting. I am filming this right in the middle of the 2020 shelter in place, aka quarantine. Trying to get your hands on anything either in store or through the mail has been kind of difficult. I'm doing what I can with what I've been provided. We're right in the middle of a global pandemic, so first world problems. This is going to be my first build 100% on my own. I've always had someone install the operating system for me because I was too terrified to do it on my own. But today, I'm literally going to be doing it 100% on my own because I'm a grown adult and I don't need anyone. Isn't that right, John?
Yeah, no, just floating camera over here. No one helping at all.
100% on my own. So all in all, for my build, I spent about $2,100, $22 if you're including the video editing software that I'm going to need. But for my actual gaming PC, I spent like $2,100, including the mic, shell, all of that jazz. The only thing that I'm keeping from my old PC is my hard drive. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive. And we'll get into that later. I'm not installing that in this, but it may be ruined by a magnet that may or may not have fallen in my PC box during my move. So I'm gonna build this without that hard drive. I have a 512 gigabyte solid state that I'm gonna set my boot from. And then later on, after I finish the build, I'm gonna plug in my hard drive from before and see if my childhood memories from all the way back to 2006 have survived. If not, we'll have a crying segment in the video. You can cry with me if you'd like, but I will be crying. For my motherboard, I have the most beautiful motherboard ever. This was actually my second choice. My first choice did not have built-in Wi-Fi, but this one actually was available. Like I said, I'm filming this and buying all of this in the middle of quarantine, 2020. You guys remember. So a lot of stuff was out of stock. I think literally everyone and their little brother was building PCs during this time because everything was out of stock everywhere. This is my second choice. It's not a bad second choice. I'm super excited about it. It is a X570 Phantom Gaming X by ASRock. I'm so excited. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It has built-in Wi-Fi. It was really expensive. Moving on. For my CPU, I am using an AMD Ryzen 9. It's a 12-core processor. It's pretty amazing. Oddly enough, I got this for cheaper on Amazon with the fan, with the CPU cooler, which is odd. I thought it was odd. So you can buy it for like $500 without the fan or $429 with the fan. I don't question it. For my graphics card, I have the most beautiful graphics card by Gigabyte. It's GeForce RTX 2070 Super. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty much amazing. It's not a 2080 or anything. Anyone who has a 2080, they're dumb. Then mine is better. Mine is white. It's beautiful. It matches my face. For my RAM, I have 4 Ripjaws from G.Skill. They are each 16 gigabytes, so that gives me 64 gigabytes of RAM, which, to be honest, is probably a little overkill, but I got a really good deal on them. Check out Newegg for any of your RAM needs. And then, like I said, we're doing the 512 gigabyte solid state. That's gonna be my boot. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna just boot from that and then load everything else to the terabyte or whether I'm gonna partition this guy. Who knows, I might not even have my other hard drive. Power supply. It's nothing special. I think it's a semi-modular. No, it's not. It's not modular at all, which is fine with me. This is totally fine. It's what I'm used to, honestly. I'm kind of worried about a modular one, but it's basically just a 750 watt power supply. Super exciting. let's talk about my case. Rosewill PRISM S. This is the most beautiful tower I've ever seen in my whole life. Here, everything else, it's gorgeous. All right, it's got what, 4 RGB fans? 4 RGB fans. It is tempered glass. It has like a handle almost for setting your graphics card on so that it doesn't bend or break your motherboard, which I thought was like the coolest thing. The only drawback for me about this tower is that it doesn't have room for an optical drive. I know it's 2020, I know we really don't need optical drives. The only reason I wanted one was because I have a lot of media on CDs from like trips and stuff, like data CDs that I would like to put on here later, but that's really not a huge drawback. I can always just plug it in the normal way and set it on top, do what I need to do, and then unplug it and never use it again. Just my favorite thing about this case is the fact that it's completely closed up here in the front. It doesn't have, like I said, a slot for an optical drive or anything, but in place of that, it has the most beautiful, like, abstract. I don't know why I love it so much. I hope the camera can get. You getting like? Oh my god. Getting started, I have pretty much everything I need right here. It came with cable size. The actual case came with cable size, but they're a bit long, so I'm probably gonna. I went to my local hardware store and I just got like these little itty bitty zip ties. Probably gonna use those instead. All the screws that I need, along with a bag of screws from my last computer in case I need more screws, which I won't. 2 Phillips heads, different sizes. And then a grounding wire. So this is an anti-static wristband. Right now, like I said, quarantine, try getting your hands on a pair of rubber gloves. So we're using this instead. This just makes sure that you don't fry your components. Here is my motherboard. I'm so excited. This is literally the very last thing to arrive. It's beautiful. It has RGB controls, which most of these things do actually. I think my graphics card has RGB controls. I'm not sure. All right, here she is. This is the most beautiful motherboard I've ever seen in my entire life. It's got 4 slots for RAM. Like I said, it's wireless. I've already taken off the plastic from here, and let me tell you, it was the most amazing 5 seconds of my entire life. I relished it. This right here, come on this journey with me. It was actually really disappointing. Oh my god, what if there was something in there? We'll just cut that. When you're building a PC, I highly recommend that you don't throw things.
This woman is filled with spite and hate.
Filled with bees. I'm gonna keep it in its little casing for now. I'm gonna put the CPU and the cooler on it, and then we will put it in the case. First we install the CPU. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? I think she's gorgeous. So what's really important about the CPU is that you don't touch the actual, like the top of it. Oils from your fingers can cause it to heat up quite a bit. So I'm gonna place that. Oh, that was amazing. That was beautiful. Next is the fan. Like I said, this one came with a CPU cooler. This CPU cooler actually comes with thermal paste already on it. I don't trust that, so I'm actually going to put some of my own. We're just gonna do like a grain of rice size, and we're gonna apply that directly to the center of the processor. And then we're gonna install the CPU cooler right on top. Oh wait. Wait. That didn't even need to, okay. What's really nice about this fan is that we can use the pre-installed brackets here. So we don't have to take those off and put our own brackets in. Basically all I did was I just connected the RGB cable from the CPU cooler to this little RGB fan connector port on the motherboard, so that if you plug it into your motherboard, you'll be able to change the RGB colors of the fan using the motherboard. Now we're going to take the motherboard out of this and put it into the computer itself. And move all my shooting out the way. To install the motherboard, first you would need to take the IO shield off of your case. My case, for some reason, does not have an IO shield, so that's kind of the end of that. I can just put it straight in. Be careful, children, it's very sharp. Next is our power supply. Move that out of the way. Generally, you don't screw the power supply in just yet, but mine is kind of moving all over the place because of the placement of the cord. So I'm going to go ahead and screw that in now. I'm going to use the screws that came with the power supply to screw that in. What I just discovered about this case is that it actually won't let you install the power supply upside down, which is awesome because the placement of the screws, it won't actually let you do that. We're gonna take this giant jumble of wires and find the 20-pin connector for the motherboard. This guy. That is a huge boy. I'm gonna feed this through this port right here because the connector is actually just right next to it. So it would make sense cord management wise if this guy popped out right here. And this is keyed, so it has to go in the right direction. So the motherboard itself now has power. So now I need to plug in the CPU fan. So now that we have this disaster, and our motherboard and CPU are connected, I'm gonna take the connectors that come with the case. So like these, the power, the RGB, the 3.0, the mic and all of that, I'm gonna plug those things into the motherboard. I had to take a break because my connectors in the back from this guy right here just gave me so much hell. But everything's fine now. All you missed was I connected the RGB connectors and the power button LED. Nothing exciting. But plugging in those 3 little wires literally took me about an hour and a half because my fingers are too fat. So that was hell. Moving on. Next step, we have to plug in my solid state. I'm just gonna do the solid state right now. I'm not gonna do my 3.5-inch hard drive because we have to save that for the crying hour. Where is my my hard drive is just gonna go like right here. Because of the direction that I have to install it, the SATA cable actually has 2 different connectors. They're the same connector, but like one is curved. This is just so that you have easier access. So it would make more sense for me to connect the straight end into this guy. There we go, little clip. And then basically you just screw it in to the back. So I'll go ahead and do that now. New plan. We're going to use a SATA cable that actually has the same connector on both ends because of the way that my hard drive is situated. The curved one just isn't going to work. I gotta do right now. Don't say you're on the run to the other side. Delicious. I'm going to backtrack and I'm going to put my RAM in. I should have done that after the CPU, but it's not a big deal. We can just put it in now. Never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. All right, all 4 sticks of RAM are installed. Bah. Next is the graphics card. I am so excited because this is really gonna make this thing look like a beast. She is beautiful. I actually got really lucky with this graphics card. I somehow found the chipset that I wanted in white, so I feel really lucky that I was able to find this. It's stuck on something. So when installing components with chips in the back, you want to make sure that there's nothing guarding it. Now we can put it in place. Always read the instructions, people. The instructions would have told me that I needed to remove that. Alright, so I'm back in my living room. I'm gonna set it up. I wanted to show you guys my reptiles real quick. This is my Gypsy Danger. She is a boa constrictor. My tank is really dirty and gross. I know, it's not that great, but I'm actually upgrading her to a new tank here pretty soon. Say hi, Gypsy. She's so pretty. I'm actually in the process of upgrading her into this nice new tank. I broke it, but I'm gonna put her in that pretty soon, so that's why her current enclosure is not super exciting. That's Joker, and this is Edie. They're lovers. Spyro, who is a crocodile gecko or a Moorish gecko. She's kind of elusive. I think that's her eyeball. Crested gecko, named Baby Dragon. And he's hiding right now. But anyway, I have a reptile video coming up, so if anyone's interested, I can show you there. So basically, I'm just going to set up the computer, like the wires, and I have to put this guy in here. This is the Prothean beacon here, the antenna. On this later. That's the coolest shit I ever seen right there. Alright, powering on for the very first time ever. Okay, it's not working. Attempt number 2. On my motherboard, there's an 8-pin, and I put a 6 and a 2 together. And I think that I'm supposed to put a 4 and a 4 together. So I did that. Let's see if it works. So that was actually John's idea. I literally went through all of this troubleshooting. I even looked over at his PC and like tried to see from the inside what exactly was wrong. And then just a few minutes ago, he was like, do you have a 4 and a 4? I was like, no. He's like, you should have that. I'm like, okay. Cool, so we have, do we have BIOS? Let's see. All right. Gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting. I'll be back. It is not working, but that's okay. So first, it wouldn't turn on because of the pins. The connectors were wrong. I don't think it's registering my HDMI. So, and I am putting the HDMI in the motherboard. Still nothing. We're going through troubleshooting. The only thing is that it's now 3 o'clock in the morning exactly. And I'm tired. And I've had a long day and my back hurts from sitting on this floor. So I think I'm gonna go to bed. And we will work on this tomorrow. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll be back in the morning and we will try again. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I did a bit of troubleshooting this morning off camera because that's boring. Honestly, I don't know what the other problem is. I wish I could relay what the problem was so that someone can learn from my mistake. I didn't even learn from my mistake. I have no idea. It literally just started working. It wouldn't output to the monitor. And I tried it in the motherboard and in the graphics card, still nothing. Tried 2 different HDMI cords, nothing. And then I tried it again exactly the way that I had done a million times before, and for some reason it worked. So it's now outputting, and I don't know what I did, but let's just chalk it up to me being a genius. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and we're gonna install operating system. Here we go. Woo! Look at that. Look at her. Oh, she purdy. Oh, she real purdy. Let's hope that this is one of those times where it actually outputs properly. Yay! So just spam the delete key to get into the what is it? UEFI? Basically, I'm just gonna go over to boot, and I'm gonna change the boot option 1. Oh, I probably have to have it plugged in first. Let's find out. Might have to cycle it again. So we're gonna set the boot option 1 to USB. Boot option 2 is going to be the ADATA. It doesn't matter what you put for 2 or 3 because I'm just going to go back in after it installs and change the boot information back to where it needs to be. So it really doesn't matter. Only this time it's going to boot from the thumbstick, hopefully. I'm nervous about this part just because I've never done it on my own before. So we're going to go ahead and install 64-bit, hit enter, and it's going to kind of do it on its own. Oh! I can use my mouse. Product key. It's not actually verifying the product key right now. It will once we connect. And if you actually go through, you can go through this setup and just hit I don't have a product key. The only thing is that then once you start up, it's gonna make you buy it. It's funny, I'm supposed to have like 512 gigabytes on this thing. I only have 476. Feel cheated. So it finished, it restarted, and now I just have to change the boot back to the solid state. Yay! Oh my gosh! I really wish I knew what was wrong with that monitor connection issue. Oh, that standard blue Windows background. I want, like, on the next Windows operating system, I want the default background to be that rolling hills with the sky. That'd be amazing, but it's just in like 4K. Super memorable password. Can I not put a password? Yay! My computer is unprotected. I do not want Cortana. I love my FBI agent. Thank you for calling the FBI. My name is Greg. How can I help you? When I was in middle school, I used to answer the phone like that.
That doesn't surprise me.
This whole thing has been stressful. Okay, so it's finished. My computer is ready to use. I just need to connect to the internet, set up my peripherals, download every single gaming client I have an account for. It took probably an accumulative about 10 hours, excluding dinner. It was probably about 9 hours for the whole thing start to finish. I hit a few hiccups. The lighting was bad, we had to restart. I lost a ton of footage in the middle of it because apparently camera A only has a 10-minute record limit, which you can't change. I just built a PC. Stay tuned for some awesome content. My next video is going to be Gears Tactics. All in all, I'd say that was a pretty damn successful build. So now I'm going to go through all of the steps to get video capture going and editing software and all that stuff, and stay tuned for some super exciting videos in the future. Thank you, bye!